for low light capabilities and for full frame. Now,
Okay.
the reason why I got the A1, because I've always wanted to have two camera bodies. I could have easily gotten another A7 IV, but I wanted their flagship because of the higher megapixels. But also, I could have gone over to the A7 R5 as well, but I don't
Okay.
need 50 megapixels. The true reason is the fact that this has 30 frames per second blackout, because I'm getting my son's getting into sports, and I want to make sure I capture all the things that he's doing. That was the main reason, is to capture sports for my son, because he's getting into football and all that type of stuff, and also because I had the money.
Yeah, that's really what it all comes down to. And I was like, I'm over here not pocket watching, but like pocket guarding. I'm like, look, yeah, tell me, why should I, like, because I'm thinking about the A7 IV. I think it should be coming out in the next month or two, and it's supposed to have like 44
the
mega.
A7 Mark V, okay.
Yeah, and it's like, because I had the A7 CR for about maybe a week or two.
You
like,
rented it?
got it from Amazon and returned it.
Oh,
So,
just to see how it went.
yeah,
Mhm.
yeah, and I was like, wasn't greatly satisfied with it, because the body was the same body as mine, but the lenses were like twice the size.
So you didn't like how the body was so small, but the lenses were super big?
Yeah,
Because technically, if you're going for that body, you normally go for like the pancake lenses anyways. Because that particular body is more for people who want to be more stealthy, more like point and shoot type stuff.
and if I do that route, I might as well keep my APS-C one.
Yeah.
And that's kind of why I was like, APS-C, even right now, I just gave it away. Don't even care about it, respectfully.
Hey, yo, it's a lot of money still.
I know, like $2,000. I want to get it back, but it's like, yeah. Long story short, I want to upgrade my camera, because since I got rid of that camera, I want to get another camera. And I was like, hey, A7 Mark IV. If it's a good enough deal, I might think about it. A1. I'm not even gonna lie, never even thought about it. Yeah, like.
Because this one I got from a friend, and I got blessed, very blessed.
Okay.
Because he only sold it for me for around 31, which
That
is
is-
half the price what it normally is. It's like $6,000 for this camera.
And that's kind of why I was like, $6,000 on the camera. I'm not even gonna lie. It's gonna be one of those situations like, hey, what do you want to take a photo of? Oh, my kid's got a birthday gift. Nah. Yeah, yeah. Use your phone. Like, you got a phone for that. Like, and I hate to be that guy. So I'm like, my current camera.
This is definitely like an investment. Like I said, if I didn't have, like, honestly, I've been saving up for the next model for this.
Okay.
That's what I was going to get. I was going to get the A7 Mark V.
Okay.
That.
So you started with the 6600, moved into the A7 IV, and now you got the A1. Why do you keep upgrading, and what are like the main benefits for each step?
So the main reason why I upgraded from the A66 to the A7 IV, the A66 was a great camera. I just wanted more low light capabilities, because I was shooting at the time more in low light things. I was in Pisa shooting at night a lot, like meeting new strangers and everything, and I was trying to stay around like golden hour type status.
Okay.
And every time I was using my A66, it kept being very grainy, no matter how well I knew it. But also, it was still brand new, learning how to use that camera. And YouTube University helped me realize that, hey, this is what I really want to do. I really want to get into full frame. And also, I think the biggest selling point for me to get into full frame is that I didn't like the crop factor. That drove me insane. I didn't like the fact that if I got a full frame lens, because at the time I didn't know there were specifically APS-C lenses for APS-C bodies. I didn't know that at the time, because I had an 85 full frame, but on my A66 it was punched into like 130 something. So I was like, I didn't like that what's it called, that
crop factor.
that crop factor in it.
Yeah.
And also, when you put a full frame lens on an APS-C body, you can lose a little bit of your quality in your lens, because the lens is not supposed to shoot more further than what it already is. That was my reasoning. Even though some people be like, yeah, they're stupid, you should have just kept that because there's cheaper lenses for APS-C. And I know that now. Whenever I see anybody with an APS-C body, I'm like, don't stay with your APS-C body and buy APS-C lenses. There's a guy that I met at the gym. I have him on Instagram too. he has an FX30 out here. I was like, bro, you bought an FX30 out here? Why did you bring an FX30 out here? And then I saw like the lenses he was using. I'm like, you're using full frame lenses. You're losing. He's like, yeah, man, when I'm using these, like, I got the 17 to 28 Tamron, and I'm like, that's a full frame lens. That's not an APS-C lens. You're shooting at basically a 24 to 70 right now. And he's like, yeah, I got a 24 to 70 too. I'm like, yeah, but that's not a true 24. You're shooting at like around like a 33 to like a what's it, like an 80 something.
Yeah.
On your FX30. He's like, I didn't even know that. I'm like, bro, I got you. Let me hit you up.
Yeah.
And I was sending him a couple lenses. He literally
This
just.
is the question I've had, and I never got the chance to ask. It looks like you shoot on 3x2.
Yes.
That's about the same size as the sensor, correct?
Mm-hmm.
And like, cause this photo, I think it's shot maybe 3x2 also, but like with some of my other photos, it's like I started shooting in, what is it, 16x9,
Which is wide.
Yeah, wider.
Yeah. So
Like,
you shot in.
Yeah, which way is like preferred for like maximizing the amount of megapixels? Because 16x9 sounds like more.
So for your megapixels, if you want for your full readout for your image for your sensor, it will be 3x2. That's to get your full readout for your whole entire sensor. But if you know that you already are going to be cropping in the first place, you can go down to either 4x2, which is going to crop in a bit, which you're losing megapixels, but you know that.
Yeah.
Or 16x9. I don't really like doing 16x9 because yes, you are still shooting in a lower megapixel and you're using straight up your vertical axis of your sensor, which is a great readout. It's good if you know what you're doing for it. If that's what you want, boom. But I like more of having vertical axis as well, more vertical headroom, because I normally shoot a lot in negative space. That's just on me. But if you know how you're shooting and you know your shooting style, I say go what you're comfortable with. And I never use one for one, so I can't tell you anything about one for one.
Yeah, like
Add a little bit more thing towards your face, like I always want light and a little bit more contrast. Oop. Just a little bit, just to make your face look a little bit brighter, because the end goal is to kind of look like how this is.
Okay.
So if you look at how the original looked from
Original photo.
no, if I do that, it want to make me to do a copy of it. And I don't want to do that, so I'll just do a reset like that, and I press
Control Z. Got it.
So this is that one.
The mask, and then he's did a radiant layer.
Then I did the background.
Okay.
But you see how powerful your mask could be.
Yeah.
It just makes them pop more. And when you look at all the other settings on here, see 5300. That's my exposure. I have to lower the exposure, even if I can. I could probably make it a little bit more brighter, but she told me she doesn't really like that because that's how her sister shoots. So she likes the darker vibe. I'm like, all right, cool. But yeah, texture a bit, vibrance. I like to keep it true to tone as possible. Vibrance is more of like how. Hate to use the word in the definition, but
yeah, how vibrant it looks.
How vibrant it looks. But the saturation is where you more for skin tones a bit.
Okay.
So the less saturated it is, the less like you see how you're more towards,
like
white.
yeah.
More, you're actually kind of taking away color.
Yeah.
And if you do more, then you're like a little bit too orange.
Yeah.
So I keep it just ever so slightly down, so it can kind of don't mess with skin tone so much.
Okay.
I can't teach you anything about tone curve other than you try to keep it as an S. That's all I know about when it comes to it.
Yeah, because I was about to say I didn't have nothing to know. I have no insight of that.
I don't know too much about
the
tone
curves,
but I just know they say try to keep it as an S as possible.
Okay.
Like, okay, cool.
Yeah.
And I'll leave that one alone. I like doing color mixer for skin tones, especially orange.
Okay.
Orange is really like you just see where it looks at and see how it changes her skin all over the place.
Yeah.
So I try to keep it as close to skin as possible. I always ask people too, you like to look a little bit more tan or more true to tone?
Yeah.
Well, a lot of girls that are on a wider skin texture like to be a little bit warmer. I'm like, all right, cool, so it don't look like a ghost type status. But I try to ask them beforehand. So this is where you'll mess with skin tones and everything. And also, like if you have greenery, all these other different type of colors, I don't mess with these ones because I have a hard time actually seeing them.
Okay.
I'm a little color deficient, so I can't see all those
Yeah.
different type of like shades of colors.
Yeah.
So I normally just leave them alone. Camera profile. This is camera standard. That's just what I set all my cameras to. It's just standard. That's just
Okay.
whatever it just shoots. That's it. I don't do anything crazy.
Okay.
In Lightroom, I always go in here to either go to adaptive color, because adaptive color can sometimes do a good job or sometimes it does a bad job. I always see where it looks like, and I don't really like how it looks. She looks a little bit more orange.
That's what I was looking at.
So I will take it off and go back to Adobe Color, which is just flattens out the picture anyway, so you can have more things to work with. Army photos, I don't do any type of presets.
Okay.
I leave it alone because I don't know if these can be used for other stuff, so I normally just shoot right out of camera.
Okay.
So for color temperature, sometimes I like to just keep it around here, or I'll do it on my camera. I like shooting warmer shots, like around 61 Kelvin to maybe 65 Kelvin. So I just like warm shots.
Okay.
Or army photos, I normally just keep it as what it looks like outside. Keep it simple. For this one, I would probably just, raise up the exposure just a little bit. Maybe the contrast a bit, just darkening out the uniform just a little bit. And highlights, sometimes I either see what it looks like with it all the way down or all the way up. Sometimes it's just a playing whatever looks the best to you. That's the thing when it comes to editing. There's no one way to do it. It's really what looks good to you. Obviously, there are some times where some people edits are a little bit too much, but if that's what they like, that's what they like. It may not be my liking, but hey, what they say, the world is your canvas, you just paint type status. So that's the type of things that you want to do. Shadows, I like to bring up the shadows a bit so I can get more of their face. The big thing right now with this is very hazy, so I like to clear it up with dehaze.
Okay.
You add a little bit of texture because you want to get a little bit of that texture in their face too, and a little bit of clarity. That's normally what I normally work with in here. Sometimes I'll mess with the white, sometimes I'll mess with the blacks. But the big thing that I like to use a lot is masking tools. Have you heard of masking tools?
I believe so, but I can take in the familiarity course.
So I always do this masking, so you can do subject, sky, or the background. I always hit the background first because I don't like the background sometimes, so you either can make the background look really bright or really dark, so it's really of your preference. I tend to make the backgrounds a little bit lesser. It all depends on what the background is. Darken it up a bit so I can make the subject pop more out of it.
That's your
raw photo. You can always tell that they're raw. They'll tell you right in here, that give you that information in there.
Okay.
And I can reset this to what it looked like before. That's what the original one looked like.
Okay.
And say that's what my where'd it go at? Control Z. And that's my edit. So I reset.
Okay, so you cropped in and you adjusted the lights.
So you know how to read the histogram?
I do not.
Okay, so for a histogram,
it's overexposed, underexposed. That's the
overexposed. So anything towards the your left would be your blacks and your shadows, and anything over here will be your whites, which is your highlights. The goal is to try to balance it all right in here, having a balanced exposure. Obviously, it's a pretty dark photo because that's just how I shoot. I like shooting a little bit darker, but the goal is when you're on your camera. I always shoot with the histogram. So like in here, see all the way it's too dark.
Okay.
So I have to.
And you also shoot in manual.
Bring it all the way down to 200 because for this lens, this is 105, so you have to do double. So 105 will be like around 200 something.
And 105, how do you know that?
Because it says it. 105 millimeter.
Okay.
Yeah. And also, since it's so dark in here, my shadows are crushed. I won't receive any of that. I bump up the ISO to get like a somewhat of a decent thing. So now that MM means that the light meter within your camera is balanced.
Okay.
Even though that the shot is still underexposed a bit, it's still leaning towards the back, but you still have enough information once you take a photo to keep that information, so it won't look too bad.
Okay.
So 640 ISO is perfect, but these things shoot
Up
all
to
the way up
like
to
32,000.
all the way up to 2,000 or 280, and you'll still get a pretty good, decent image.
Yeah.
But I try to keep it under.
Like.
It depends on the situation.
Yeah, because I heard like 32,000 and as low as possible.
Well, yeah, 32,000. It depends. Like for
3,200. I'm sorry.
Yeah, 3,200. For this camera, it's dual base, so
Okay.
pictures will look really, really bad until you hit 32. So the game won't be as bad, and that's a whole other story to do that. Like for instance, I'll take a quick photo of that, and you can look in there, and that will tell you it's leaning towards the black. I mean the
Darker side.
dark
yeah.
side, but it's still almost as balanced as it could be. Have zero buffer when it comes to those for the SD cards.
Okay. So you got what is it? Lexus Professional SD card.
Mm-hmm.
Pro grade SD card reader. All right.
I also have a tough.
Okay.
Sony tough cards, because these things can take 2 SDs at one time.
Yeah.
And the cool thing is they can read and write at the same time. All right. So normally when I'm about to start one, I'll go to press import, and import it will find my thing. Go there. Well, I don't think I put any photos on here because I always delete them all.
Okay.
I don't have anything, but normally it will be popped up